Hello everyone, it's me, Dilly Sims. Welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can tell by this overgrown monstrosity, today is our fixer-upper. I got this house off of the gallery. I forgot what it's called actually, so let me see. It's called Small Spooky Starter. And it's on a 30 by 20 lot, and it's worth 106,002 million. So, let's start off by going through our walkthrough. The house, it's all spooky, overgrown, and oh look, there's a mailbox. I didn't notice it at first, but with all this shit, kind of hard to tell. There's a little like "Do not go in" sign. Into the house we go. Clutter everywhere. The pictures are cut off their legs. Looks like a living room slash, I don't know, a family room. Let's just call it a family room because, yeah. Looks like a very cluttered family room. We got lots of stuff. It's plants are growing inside the house. Gross, gross, gross. Little chicken taking a nap on its eggs. Piggy. Probably some family portrait. Anyways, and here we go. This is, ooh, hello friend. Go around. Are those claw marks? Jesus, were we trying to get out, friend? Oh, ooh, so this is room number 1, sad clown. Inflatable air mattress. Looks like there's postcards all over this wall. Maybe places this person's been to. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this room, it's kinda creepy. And let's go down this way to the kitchen. Looks like plants are growing in here too. A nice collection of clocks. Spider. Spider's always a good time. Let's see. The cabinets are of course super like ugly. And they look like they need some help. That's all. Oh, there's a door here. Okay. And it looked like a hallway, but oh, this leads to the basement. Let's go down into the basement. Okay, it just looks like a standard basement with an organ. Oh, there is a thingy. What is this called? A coffin, and there's a what's in that little baby carriage thing? Bassinet. Other than those two things, it seems pretty normal. Just crap everywhere. Old dollhouse, probably nobody uses it anymore. Baseball table. Oh, look at the attention to detail. Kind of on these little, not idiots like little. Anyways, let's step over the organ and all this crap. These boxes over the coffin. This looks like some satanic ritual shit. There are candles surrounding this bassinet. This is Rosemary's Baby shit right here. There's a little black potion. Let's just go back up the stairs, go across through all this crap. Up the stairs we go. Oh, video cameras. And they're all like pointing at the walls except this one. This one actually points down the flight of stairs. And outside video. Oh, no. I ran through the wall. And by outside I meant through the house because there's this hallway with cracks on the walls. Let's go through door number 1. In door number 1, we have this bathroom. This is actually a pretty nice bathroom. If you just clean up the floors, put new tiling. This would be a pretty nice bathroom. saw that little recorder thingy, I was like, yeah, that's the first song that went through my head. This room, okay, again, not really that bad of a room. I love the curtains if they were open. The bed is not bad. Is there shit under the bed? There's some gold bricks, some money, some grass. Interesting. Looks like some pieces of wall fell on the floor. There's some pieces of wall, pieces of the roof. What's this? Case files, a needle. People are shooting themselves up. There are drugs all over the floor. Another needle on the floor. Somebody is dead. No, wait, that's a thermometer. I hope that's what it's called. But they need to think about it. Anyways, down here, through the kitchen again, and outside. Let's go take the outside and see what the outside has to offer us. Stepping outside, there's a lot of backyard space, which I really like. Gives me a lot of room to. Gives me a lot of room to push out the house. There's this, like, I don't know, garage, I guess, but it doesn't look like there's any door. There's, like, a pathway, and in the garage there is nothing. Absolutely nothing. But it's fine, because I'll figure out what I'm going to do with it. What's in the back here? Some crap. I love the bathtub. The bathtub is my favorite part of the whole backyard. Everything else is gross, but I love the bathtub. And I think that's everything this house has to offer us. So I'm going to leave this part off here, and I will see all y'all in the renovations.
Hey guys, I'm back, and let me be honest with you, I was this close. I know you can't see my fingers, but they're pretty close. I was this close to just giving up completely on making this video. I know it's late, but like I recorded the video and everything, made everything great and pretty and amazing. You know, like refurnished the house, which actually I forgot to make the basement. Now that I think about it. I forgot to furnish the basement. I know I got the bathroom done, for sure, but I forgot the rest of the basement. There's a bar down there, so if you download this off the gallery, you will definitely find that there's a basement, which is ready for you to renovate as you see fit. Yeah, I just completely forgot. I don't know what happened. And it took me so long to figure out how I wanted to make the curb appeal of this house look, because I wanted a really big patio at first, and then I realized that does not look good. So then I shrunk it down, and I was trying to get the roofing because I wanted a little, like, roof above, but I couldn't get that right either, so I just gave up on that. And I think at some point soon, I do give up, like, showing you what I do with the roof, because it took me so long, but I am very happy with the finished product. It's kind of like a Tudor style house, sort of, but not really. And it's very family friendly. The kitchen is black and white. I love black and white kitchens, or like white kitchens. Yeah. Anyways, I have a few stories for you guys today. So, I believe in a few previous speed builds ago, I briefly mentioned that I suffer from night terrors. And this is not diagnosed night terrors. This is what I think night terrors are. Because I tend to wake up in the middle of the night gasping, no, I can't say gasping for air, but like, you know how like in movies and stuff, when somebody's having a bad dream or something, they wake up and they shoot up, they're like, I do that so many times throughout the week. And I don't know why, because I will think about it and it's not like a bad dream or anything. And it's not like I can even remember my dreams, but I'll just shoot up out of my bed like, and then I have to turn on my bedside table lamp and then look around my room and then turn it off and go back to sleep. I wake up my parents so many times. I think they're just starting to get used to it now. But the other night, I thought I saw like a garbage bag underneath my desk. And I'm saying last night, but a few nights ago. And I thought I was already awake. I don't know, it was this like really weird phenomenon where I was like awake but also asleep. I'm not, like a dream therapist, so I don't know what the phenomenon is. But yeah, I don't know. And it's not like I watch horror movies, and when I do, it's not like I'm scared of them either. Because I love like Friday the 13th, Scream. I really love thrillers or anything where there's like a serial killer. Any of like the older movies are my favorite. Anything with like teenagers who are doing stupid teenage shit. You know, I love those types of movies. Definitely my favorite. And I don't know. I watched, what is it, the movie with the clown that's out recently? It. I watched It recently with my best friend Heather. I don't remember if I talked about this, but I'm going to talk about it during the speed build because I have like 25 minutes to kill and I've been talking for maybe 5 minutes. It says 4 minutes and 35 seconds, but I could be wrong. No, I'm not, because I'm looking at the recording. Anyways, I distracted myself. I watched It. I loved it. Pennywise the Clown. This It version of It was a lot more violent than I thought it was going to be, and I love the kids. The kids provided a great stress reliever. Comedic relief. They provided a bunch of great comedic relief. Because while you're watching it, they do give you a bunch of, a good, decent-sized amount of jump scares, where you're like, oh my, that was shocking, and made me jump out of my seat almost. But, yeah, it was great. And, like, I feel like I've told you guys this story before. How I went to go see It, and there was, no joke, a toddler next to me. I feel like I told the story, but I can't remember which build it was. But, in case I didn't tell the story, I went to go see It. It was great. I said that already. I'm destroying this speed build. Fixer-upper. Okay, first, the theater was packed. Absolutely packed. And I sat there with Heather, because she's my best friend and we do everything together. And we were sitting there waiting for the movie, and this family, it was like the mom and dad and like 2 toddlers who were maybe not even in kindergarten yet. And they brought their children to the movies. And I was like, in what world is it socially acceptable for you to bring your maybe 3, I think you're a 4-year-old when you go into kindergarten, you're like 3-year-old, to go see It? It's a horribly terrifying movie, which the original It, back when it was made in the 80s or whatever, that movie terrified the shit out of many people, including my best friend Kayla. Well, I have 2 best friends. And it scared the actual shit out of her to the point where she can't see this movie, or this version of It, because she's too afraid of the clown. And she can't see pictures of the clown because it sends her into, like, shock or whatever. Yeah. But they're, like, terrorizing their kids at age 3, which is absolutely terrifying to me as to why any parent in the right mind would subject their children to that horror. I don't know where I was going with this story, just I saw It, if you guys were wondering. I saw it, and it was great. I think that was the end of my story. But even when I watched It, I'm gonna wrap this around, so hopefully I put a nice little bow on this topic of conversation. Even when I watched It didn't, like, give me night terrors. I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know. I think it's stress related, because this could be just a coincidence, but I did have a cocktail party for my 21st birthday last month, and then a few nights leading up to it, I couldn't, well, I could sleep, but I had night terrors. Like, I could not stay asleep. And I tried to convince my mom that it is, because some people believe, I typically don't, but I'm starting to believe it a little bit, that 3 a.m. is the witching hour. And sometimes when I do wake up from these night terrors, it's around 3 a.m. So I tried to convince my mom that it's demons playing with me while I'm sleeping and waking me up. But she goes, "No, Dylan, demons aren't real." And then, okay, so my mom takes care of this sweet old lady named, like, Joyce. I want to say that's her name. And, oh my god, a text message. Who would this be from? Oh, it's Heather. She got a new drawer, and she was telling me, because I left my clothes in her apartment, that she's putting my clothes in her new drawer that we built together from IKEA. But back to the story. My mom takes care of this sweet old lady named Joyce. And, like, the day before, I told her, I told her the day before this happened that I think demons are haunting me during the witching hour, which is 3 a.m. And my mom's like, but it's not real. And then the next day, she goes to work, and Joyce, the sweet old lady she takes care of, she came into Joyce's house and found that, like, her curtain rod was ripped off the wall. And Joyce was trying to tell my mom that she was dreaming that she was trying to escape her house. And she noticed that she was trying to escape her house at 3 a.m. And I'm like, Mom, I'm suffering from night terrors around 3. Joyce is having nightmares that she needs to escape her house around 3. Is this a coincidence? I think not. I absolutely think not. It's just, spirits and ghosts haunting us because we're just average white people and they're haunting us because we're white. I don't know. Maybe they're angry Native American settlers and we settled on their land. I don't know. It's just so terrifying to know that I can't sleep because I'll be, like, attacked by ghosts. Yeah, whatever. I'm ridiculous. So, I have more stories for you. I recently, and I have about 10 minutes left of this video, 15, so I have more than enough time to tell the story. I was recently yelled at by my boss, Sam. And so, here's how it went. This happened a few weeks ago, and I wrote it on a post-it note, and I got so mad that I actually applied to another job. Which I did get in a job interview for, but I don't know if I'll have enough time in this episode, or this speed build / fixer-upper to tell that story. But first to the first story. So I was working in the kitchen, I believe? No, I came in for the 9 o'clock shift. And there's, like, the sandwich making stations and, like, the ice cream counter. So I was working, doing my thing. I came in at 9. I'm a good employee, right? And so I was scheduled, and Tom was scheduled, and this other lady who I'm gonna name, I don't know, I'm gonna call her Samantha. Samantha was scheduled. I don't know, Sam made me think of Samantha from Sex and the City. And 2 new girls. One in the ice cream counter, one with me and Samantha at the sandwich station. Do you guys have this all mapped out mentally? Okay, good. And so Samantha was like, okay, Dylan, I'm going on my lunch. Can you take care of the sandwiches and everything? And I was like, yeah, sure. You can trust me. I've only been here for 15 years. God, I'd be old. I've only been here for 5 years. You can definitely trust me. And so I was making sandwiches, and people came up to the register, and I was like, oh, hey, new girl, can you get the register for me? And she goes, no, I'm going to be portioning out the meat in the back. And I was like, you're new. You have literally no right to be telling me no. in any way. You have no right. But I was like, oh, okay. So I took, those people's orders, and then started making sandwiches again, and more people came to the register, but I didn't even bother asking her, the new girl, again, because I knew she was going to say no. And I kept going back and forth, I was stressed out making sandwiches and stuff. And then the new girl from the ice cream counter comes up to me, and she goes, Dylan, there's Sam on the phone for you. And I was like, what? Why doesn't she just call the sandwich counter? And so I walked over to the ice cream counter, and remember, Tom was supposed to be working with that other new girl in the ice cream counter. But here's the thing. Tom gets pulled to do a whole bunch of nonsense work for Sam every time he's scheduled. And this nonsense work includes, like, driving over to the warehouse and spending hours there looking for one or two things. And taking inventory in the middle of the week. And doing a whole bunch of other unnecessary things. So I got to the ice cream counter and I got on the phone, and instantaneously Sam starts, like, yelling at me. And I'm saying yelling, but I'll give Sam the benefit of the doubt. Sam was talking into the phone so loud that it literally, I'm not joking, literally hurt my ears. Sam talked so loud into the phone. Again, Sam might not have been yelling. Sam, like, who's that guy who's there? What is he picking up? What's the order? Who's he picking it up for? And I was like, what? So I asked the new girl, and she goes, oh, it's that man over there. And he was there to pick up some product. And I was like, okay, is this a donation that you're picking up? And he goes, yes. So I was like, okay, that's easy. What company are you picking it up for? And he said something transportation. So I went to the roll-up, looked around, could not find his package anywhere. Went back, got on the phone with Sam, and I was like, I can't find it, Sam. He said his name is this, he's picking it up for this. Sam was like, okay, are you sure he's in the right place? He could be looking for the shipping department. And I was like, okay. And then I looked at him and I'm like, okay, who put the order in, sir? And he goes, Christy. I don't know if that's the right name, but I'm gonna say Christy. Christy. And the moment I said that, the new girl pulls out a piece of paper from, I don't know, her ass, and she goes, oh, here you go, Dylan. So she had the paperwork the entire time with who was supposed to be picking it up, what the product was. And I was like, I just got yelled at for no reason. And by this point, Sam was still yelling at me on the phone. So I was like, it's okay, Sam, I got it all under control. I'll just take it off the floor, okay? And Sam, okay, thank you, Dylan, for handling it. Bye. And then she hung up. And I hung up too. And I went, gave him the product, and he was on his way. And it was so stressful. I found it ridiculous that I got yelled at in the first place. Because A, I am not a lead. Why am I in charge of 2 new girls and training them? I am not paid 15 something an hour to deal with this type of stuff. And B, why does Sam have to pull Tom away to go do all this crap that's not necessary at this time? And leave the new girl all by herself at the ice cream counter. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's only been there for like a week. But I digress. And then I was supposed to go across the street to the corporate offices because I restocked their coffee. And no, first let me rewind. Let me tell this story first. So I'm working in the sandwich station, lunch rush, just finished, and Tom comes up to me, he's like, oh, Dylan, Sam wants you to cover me while I go to the warehouse really quick. It'll only be like 15 minutes. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine, that's great. So I cover his shift for 15 minutes. I'm putting quotation marks around to 15 minutes, but you can't see that. He was gone for an hour. An hour, he was gone. And then he got back, he's like, oh, here's the truck keys. You're supposed to wash the truck. And I was like, okay, that is on my schedule, that's fine. I can totally handle that. I know I'm supposed to do it today and wash the Trailblazer. I don't know if I'll have enough time. And then I went back to making sandwiches. And Samantha comes back from her break and she says, Dylan, Sam told me you were supposed to be across the street right now restocking the coffee. And I was like, wait, who, what, when? So I went up to Sam and I was like, okay, Sam, you wanted me to go, I should have been restocking coffee right now? Sam, he goes, yes. I was like, okay, I'll do it, but when do you want me to take my lunch? And Sam asks, what time did you get here again? And I said 9. So Sam looks at his or her fingers and goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should have already been on lunch by now. Go on lunch right now. And so, like, so mad that I didn't go on lunch already. Because A, nobody excused me for lunch because that's not my job to excuse this sounds horrible. It's not my job to excuse myself for lunch. Because we're busy and I'm covering somebody on their hour-long mission to the warehouse, which is only like 10 minutes away. And it was just a crazy, ridiculous day of me being yelled at, customers yelling at me like normal because somebody else messes up on their sandwiches, not me. And sometimes I do mess up on the sandwiches, but I will take it. But because I know I mess up on sandwiches, I try not to make sandwiches. My life is sometimes way harder than it has to be. I know this for a fact. Oh, and here's the unfinished basement. We're just sidetracking right now. It's beautiful, and nice little bars is put in there. Very, very nice. Love it. Some nice lighting. Very bright. You could have all your guests in there. I don't even think I put railings there, so sorry guys, maybe you might want to put a railing. What did I get distracted by? Is my question. Did I just have to, like, I think I was making this speed build or working on this fixer-upper when I was in school, like in the library waiting for my next class to start, so I might have just stopped and then went ahead and finished it when I got home. Yeah, here we go. I'm saving so I could go to class right now. And here we go. We're back, and this back little shack area, which was obviously supposed to be a garage, most likely, I renovated it into I'm gonna say it's a teen girl. Why not be a teen boy? But I imagined it as a teen's room because, of course, teenagers don't want to live at home with their parents. Oh, and so I created it as a nice, maybe teenage girl's bedroom loft area, but in the backyard shack, I guess. And it has everything a teen girl needs. TV, internet, closet. I'm just stereotyping all women right now. I am so sorry. Any person would need TV, internet. What the heck just... Oh. I closed my eyes for a second, opened them, and I saw that blank wall right there, and I was so scared that it deleted everything, which doesn't make any sense to me because I don't have the ability to go back and edit it right now, like the furniture and whatnot. Yeah. Which, I'm gonna plug myself in right now. That sounds really weird, especially since it's my channel. I'm just gonna do some housekeeping. That sounds a lot better. I'm gonna do some housekeeping. So, if you are interested in finding this house in the gallery, it's under, I haven't came up with a name for it, but I'm gonna create a name for it on the spot, because that's what I normally do. I will name it, I want it to be Tudor. Traditionally Tudor. That's what it's gonna be called. I'm gonna write that down right now so I don't forget. Traditionally Tudor. Or, if you're interested in looking up my other items, you can find me in the gallery under DillonApple, DillonApple, and you will definitely find my creations. If you want to create a house for FIXER-upper, or my FIXER-upper, you can always tag me in the gallery with your creation by using the hashtag FixMeDilly. FIXMEDILLY, and I will promise you I will get to it. Doesn't matter how big or small, but I prefer smaller houses so I can get them done faster. Yeah. And if you just want to shout out and tell me how great of a person I am, feel free to comment down below. Let me know what you think of what I'm creating. Give me tips if you have any tips on, I don't know, how I could better improve my content. I'm open to everybody's ideas. My comment section is open for everybody. And I think I'm going to leave this part off here, and then I'm going to put up pictures, obviously, of the before and after. So I'm going to leave this part off here. Like, subscribe, comment, do all those fun YouTube things, and I will catch all of you guys next time. Bye, everybody.